All right. Welcome, everybody, to the October 16th meeting of the Board of Finance, our regular meeting. I'm going to call the meeting to order at 7:05. And if you would stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So I don't see anybody here for public comment, so I will move on to the town treasurer's report. But before I do, I just wanted to publicly acknowledge Trumbull Rotary and the Board of Ed for Read Aloud Trumbull, which happened yesterday and today, and to any members of the board who made it out to read in classrooms. I had the opportunity to be at Middlebrooks today in third grade classrooms, and Mrs. Lopez and Mrs. Carando's third grades were just amazing and so well behaved, and I had a really great time. It was the highlight of my whole day, actually probably my whole week, and I wanted to say thank you. It's a great opportunity if anybody has the chance to volunteer to do that. I would really love to see them do that. Oh, Christine, you got to go. Where did you go?
I read at Tashua in Mrs. Condon's second grade classroom. And it was super fun because my son had been in her classroom twice, in first and second grade.
Yeah,
So-
it was, and the books they chose this year were really good.
Yes, a really good book about friendship and inclusivity. At least that's what the second grade book was.
Yeah, I read Yak and Dove. It was
Okay.
good.
Nice.
And then other people who are volunteering, Mr. Gallo will be leaving us this evening to head to career night at Madison Middle School, so we'll kind of buzz through our agenda this evening. Hi, Anthony.
So much good stuff going on in Trumbull.
You know, it's nice to have happy things to talk about.
It's a wonderful town.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Happy October. I sent out the report last week, as usual. It is sort of the normal report you guys have all seen many times. The only real change here that someone might have picked up is that M&T Bank had lowered our interest rate from 60 basis points to 40 basis points. They did that without notifying us, which was a little unfortunate. So I contacted them, and now it's up to a little over 2% instead of 0.5%. We've been talking about that for quite a while, and it just sort of finally got it through to them that that was something we needed to do. So other than that, I think all the information is the general stuff you guys see every month, and I'm, as usual, open for questions.
Any questions? So it looks like we're fairly on target overall.
We'll
400,000
see
under.
what the Fed does. Obviously, our restrictions on municipal funds, public funds, are they have to be backed pretty much by either the full faith and credit of the United States or the state of Connecticut, which the terms are a little different, but that's what STIF is, essentially, is the state investment fund. So, we are, as usual, and I think appropriately, we're limited in what we can invest in. So we're highly dependent on what the federal government does, and the Fed cutting interest rates wasn't helpful for that. It was helpful for our bond payments, bond refinancing, or financing rather, and will be helpful going forward for bond financing. The lower the interest rates, the less we'll have to pay people to buy our bonds. But as far as my job is investing, it makes it a little bit harder.
Sorry, on
ahead.
that, do we have any bonds right now that are, I thought we've refinanced most of them down and we're getting a pretty good rate on our
We-
last offering.
Yes.
Do we have any that are actually able to be refinanced?
No.
Oh, okay.
As far as the financing that we just did, you're right, we just did one, but
Right.
that was helpful. Obviously, there's a referendum on the ballot this year for the senior center. If that goes through, the borrowing costs will be lower
Sure.
based on what the Fed does, or higher based on what the Fed does, although we expect that
I
the
mean,
Fed's
it's still,
gonna be
what, 2
cutting
years out
things.
before we'd finalize that anyways? Yep.
So, for the time being, we're sort of good where we are. And our last bond issuance was favorable. according to our.
It was just the last comment that caught me, that because I thought we had done all of them.
Oh, no,
right, right.
I didn't mean to suggest we're doing any new refinance.
Okay.
I was just explaining the, how the interest rates change and how it helps and hurts and vice versa, depending on what happens.
All right. Well, thank you.
Sound good? Well, all right, everybody, enjoy. We'll see you in a little bit.
Excellent. All right. I am aware that there may be a reading issue, so Mr. Gala will be moving our end-of-year transfers forward.
Pinch hitting for Mr. Timpanelli tonight, thank you. Resolution, this is an end-of-year transfer, Resolution 10-25-01 to 10-25-0-02 from C attached to C attached. This is found on pages 4 and 5 of your package in the amount of $42,799 to cover end-of-year shortages. Again, please see attached on pages 4 and 5. I move its adoption.
Second.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Paul. And I just want to mention that Vinny is voting for Rosemary Seaman this evening. Vinny is voting for Rosemary, and Christine is voting for Marty.
And would you like me to give you the top line of what each of these is for, or we
Yeah,
just
go ahead.
see attached? Good. The first section is Town Hall, and that's a total of, well, the first section is Town Hall, and the second section is the Counseling Center.
Maria, anything noteworthy to put on there?
Just the large one was for $40,297, had to do with postage, and basically, as we reviewing accounts, we found out that there was miscodings. They went into the wrong account.
Okay.
So that's what we had to do here.
I mean,
Stop.
that's a big number for postage. Is that normal?
Yeah, I think it's in the, yeah. Let me,
I mean, so this follow-up question is, do we have enough allocated for the current year we're in?
Yeah, what she said was that it just got put in the wrong account number when they did,
yeah,
when
but
they
it
were
did go
doing
over,
the,
right.
they moved the money wrong.
So did
before.
they
This is a
miss?
correction, a year-end correction, because it was in the, they put it in the property liability insurance line instead of postage.
So was it allocated there or moved there one time and then moved back?
No, it should have been allocated there,
Sh-
Maria, right?
Can you, just wait a minute. What happened was, the postage was only 13,000 spent at that time, approximately. So we actually moved money out of that
So
account,
we
not
moved it out,
realizing.
and then we had to move it back.
We had
Got
to
it.
move it back in. So if you look at page 16, you will see that. We moved 29,000 out of that account. And, you know, while we were doing all the transfers, and I actually was surprised that it was so low. And then when we reviewed the account, we said, oh, it was misposted.
Okay. So,
Make
I
sense?
mean, we moved money out. Overall, we're still over anyways.
Yes.
Do we know the
overall,
cause of that? Because that's really, what is that, like 20%?
So it's over 13,000.
So based on what we budgeted, it's still like 15% over budget?
Well, the postage did go up.
Is
I
that what it
can-
was?
the
Sorry, I'm just
postage-
generally wondering,
Yeah,
like,
postage did go up.
that's a good amount to be over.
What is a first-class stamp now? 78 cents?
I'm not sure.
I think it's like
I mean,
78,
I
70
could,
I'm sorry?
I think it's 78.
82?
I
82
could look.
cents?
I could send you a quick email
so.
next
It's around
tomorrow.
80 cents, yeah.
Yeah, I remember when they were a quarter also. All right, so are we good with everything else in this
Everybody happy?
transfer? Any other questions?
Good, thanks.
All right. Can I take this by unanimous consent? All right.
All right, resolutions, 10-25-03 to 10-25-09. Director's transfers, pages 6 through 8, in the amount of $2,660 to cover end-of-year shortages. Please see attached, again, pages 6 through 8. I move for its adoption.
All right, thank you, Dave. Thank you, Scott.
There's a lot of them, you can just read it.
Any discussion on this? I mean, there's some in here for like 48 cents.
Yeah.
Everybody's good with these? Okay, I'll take this by unanimous consent. You guess. All right. Mr. Gallo.
Resolution 10-25-10, year of your transfers. This is found on pages 9 and 10 of your packet. Moving from see attached to see attached for a total of $153,752. Again, to cover end of year shortages. Please see attached on pages 9 and 10. I move its adoption.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Scott. These
This
look-
is all Parks and Rec.
I could just,
yeah, go ahead.
this was in the actual request last month. However, when we footed the schedule down, we footed the debited and credit and obviously zero itself out. So the item was approved last month, except the total was not correct. So
So-
that's why we're bringing it up.
So we're just correcting
We're
an
just
issue,
correcting
an error
vacancy-
from
the
last
total.
month.
Yeah, because the total was 441,167 for the entire list of items that were transferred. But with this item, it would be 594. So that's why I'm bringing it up.
Any
Make
questions
sense?
on that, Scott?
I don't know where 594 is.
Okay, so you look at page 10.
Yeah.
I had said last month it was 441,000 versus 594 with
Oh,
this
down
item.
Okay.
All right, and if you look at the agenda, the minutes, on page, I didn't include it here because I figured it was too much.
And that's not a problem. I'm not worried.
Okay.
I do have just a question on service ancillary. Is there a problem that we're going negative on the budget? I saw some for a cent, which doesn't matter because that's rounding, but it's $80.
We're actually transferring more. Some of the minuses, we're transferring more. We need 23,119, we're transferring 23,199. So it'll be, what's left in the account will be $80, not a minus 80.
Okay, because it shows negative.
Yeah.
Because it shows that we have 23,119 and we're transferring out 23,199.
You were right.
Because I have to assume we're trying to balance the accounts.
Yeah, I will look at that.
So
I
do
will look
we
at that.
table that and not vote on it?
Oh, you got,
I'm asking for real, right? Because otherwise we're just making another account negative to fix again.
I wouldn't table it because we have to close the books. $80 I can make it.
Amended.
Can
$80
we, yeah, can we
can
amend
be-
it?
Well, we can amend it, but then we still need $80 from somewhere,
Right.
right?
Do you want to look at that for a minute, Maria?
Yeah. give me a minute. I can make a director's
handling that.
transfer. I
Paul's
can make
got
a
it.
director's transfer after.
Take your wallets
Okay.
back out.
All right, so you'll make a transfer and settle it up?
Yeah.
Okay,
You're
so
good
we
with-
can leave it as it is and you can even just adjust it into that one?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm good.
Okay.
All right, can I take this by unanimous consent? This is the year-to-year transfers in the amount of $153,752, which corrects the improper balance from last month. Okay. Awesome. Vin, you okay with this one?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah?
So, who's second?
Yep. Dave and Paul for the first, Dave and Scott for the second, Dave and Scott for the third.
Okay, got it. Phil's not here today, so
All right.
trying to just.
That takes us on to our discussion items. Do you want to walk us through the year-to-date stuff? Anything we should be looking at in particular?
If you look at 26, it's early in the year, it should be about 25%. Page 34. I've seen, there are some negatives that I'm looking into and we're reviewing the accounts. There's a couple accounts with a deficit already, like Trumbull Nature Commission, there's a 900 for, I think it's the disposal, the refuse, and I'm not sure if we were charging it there before. So we're looking at that. Page 35, Finance Department, my seasonal account is over because I'm short-staffed, so I'm using seasonal help.
Sorry, before we get too far down that budget, can I just ask on last year's, we're showing available about 1.8, 1.9? How do we feel that'll hold up?
What page are you looking at?
32? Yeah, 32, 33.
Yeah, I feel comfortable with that. It's unaudited, as you know, but the other side is the revenue. So the expenditures are under, but the revenue is over budget because of the appeals and so forth.
Yep.
So I'll send a fund balance report next week. I just didn't get a chance to
No,
finalize it.
that's fine. And we have everything from the Board of Ed?
We have everything from the Board of Ed. They moved $328,000 to the non-lapsing account.
They moved 300 to the non-lapsing, so that, what does that put that up to? Almost,
Pretty much all of it. They have no surplus.
No, so they
No,
now
but that
have,
puts that up
they
to
should
$1
have
million or so,
about
right?
$1 million. 609,000 plus 328, is that correct?
so just shy of $1 million. Just want to
Yeah,
make sure.
And they haven't drawn anything out of the account, have they,
No,
Maria?
but they've spent, what, like $10
No.
billion out
10
of
billion,
it
yeah.
so far?
Maria, are we correct in that?
I'm sorry, what was?
So there was
Yeah.
609,000 they have not drawn down?
They have not, that I've been asked to move funds for that, from that account.
So we'd be about 937,000 ballpark?
That sounds about
Approximately,
right.
yeah.
Give or take? Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't mean to back up, but
No,
That's okay.
that's okay.
Anything else in the year-to-date? Scott? Do you have anything else?
No.
Are you guys good with the year-to-date? We haven't received any notifications, changes to our grant monies or anything.
I have not heard anything,
Okay.
other than that, what was it, 189,000, I believe, that they took away? No, it was actually 600,000.
Which we talked about during the budget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nothing new.
nothing new, nothing that I heard since then. No, sorry.
There was another 600.
No,
Yeah.
yes.
All right. Maria's going to send us the updated fund balance
Yeah.
next week, and that brings us to approval of minutes.
Moved.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the September 11th. Thank you, guys. Paul has motioned and Dave has seconded. If you take a minute just to look at the agenda, the minutes, any corrections, comments?
Can I tell you to go to page 89, especially for Scott, that he was looking at that Parks and Rec? The 441. As you can see, the Parks and Recreation transfer was in there, but the total, when we footed it down, it actually added the credit and the debit, which zeroed itself out. That's why I brought it back. And I'll look at the $80.
Okay, any other corrections or comments? I will ask all in favor to signify by saying aye. Aye. Those against with it, and you're gonna abstain. So it'll be 5-0-1, Maria, with Scott
Scott.
abstaining.
Scott.
All right. Anybody have anything else? Go ahead. Next month's your last meeting.
I'm running out of time. Well, not really. I asked our
Just
attorney
so
earlier.
you know, you've heard the thing. Just when you think you're out, they suck you back in.
Nope.
Says that now. But
The
all right.
mob has a better chance than town politics. I just wanted to make a point, if you don't mind. It's not so much for discussion here. I've seen signs pop up, right, like, don't spend all this money on the senior center. Obviously, $27 million is a lot of money, right? Let's not pretend it's not, but it's nowhere close to the 100 and whatever plus that was spent on the school. That I'm sure everyone who has these signs in their yard voted for. The point being is the seniors in town spend just as much on taxes as anyone else. Now, if the issue is that you don't want a senior center / community center, that's fine. There's been meetings for 15 years. Anyone could have gone and voiced their opinion. The fact that you want to wait to the last minute to then have a problem with that concept is absurd. And if you don't want to spend $27 million on it, I have one more meeting, as you said. I mean, my goal then would be to state that we should stop funding a senior center, because if we can't build one that's functioning, we shouldn't be funding one that's falling apart. Right, so at the polls in a couple weeks, I hope, the 3 people that watch this give that thought that it really is either you do something that you have an opinion about, which you haven't done for 15 years, or you're neglecting half of our population that actually deserves something from us. That's it.
Well, there you have it. Scott is actually saying we should spend money, which I do agree with that. But you've always actually been a really big supporter of that. I think for everybody who's watching, it's not about, being for or against. It's about doing the right thing and spending money wisely. And I think that we as a board try very hard to work together to spend our money wisely. And we are going to have to do something with the existing center. You will not do nothing. You will not spend money. I hate double negatives. If this does not pass, something will need to be done, and people should kind of think about that. So it's unfortunate that misinformation and stuff gets spread around, but I hope people are finding the real facts. I believe the town is sending out the explanatory text to that. Oh, good. So that everybody gets a chance to read through what that actually means.
Well, and to add
If
to
I-
that, you
if I
know very
could,
well,
there's-
I don't like spending money. Right, like, I'm against every form of spending money, and
I know. I get that. Go ahead.
There is a forum tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock at the existing senior center, if anybody is interested in finding out facts with regard to the project.
if they can park.
If they can
If
park.
they can park.
Yeah, come early.
55 parking spaces.
Also, the original forum that was done at Madison Middle School was well attended, and it is available on direct link through the town's website at trumbull-ct.gov. And I hope that people are paying attention.
I think I interrupted.
Paul, did you have something?
Going aside, Laney indicated that Scott is always not wanting to spend money, which is true, and it's good to be that way, but he's also suggesting that we not spend money if, in fact, the resolution is not adopted, which I think is an interesting approach.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, right?
Very unfortunate.
Don't
I
get
think
me
it's-
wrong, I'm not advocating for that.
I
But if
understand.
the town says, essentially loudly enough, we don't want to build a building for part of our community, then taking a piece of crap
Right.
and continuing to waste money on it is ridiculous at
As
best.
I said, it's a very interesting approach.
Yeah, I think there's some legal things about the services that we provide to seniors, and that some of them are required. And our social service, people talk about whether or not it's a community center or a senior center. And Dave, I do realize you need to go, so if you need to scoop. When they talk about whether it's a senior center or community center, senior community center, we run social services and our food pantry. There are more than 350 families who utilize the food pantry in our town. So I understand that cost is a factor for people, and those services are vital. We have a building that has water issues where we keep our food for people. Like, there's just certain things that need to be paid attention to. And whether it's that building or a new building, for me, it's about spending money wisely. If we choose to spend money on a new building, it will actually cost us less to run than trying to keep the obsolete going. That's my personal opinion.
Well, and in fairness, we could have spent half the money if we did this 15 years ago. Actually,
Correct.
a quarter if we did it 15 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So the fact is that we're still here, and if you put it off for another 5 years, 27 million will be
It's
40 million.
Correct. It's never going to
Like-
get cheaper, and I don't want to see us have what happened like to Hillcrest Pool. we don't have a pool. So,
It's a separate issue,
Madam
but we
Chair.
actually have two
Yeah.
pools
I'm
in
going to
town.
ask you,
But
cut this conversation. There's a law against advocacy at a public meeting by members of the boards and commissions. So
all right. Well, with that, we'll take a motion to adjourn.
that's fine, but we'll just, this is actually a real question. Didn't we kind of advocate it by voting for it?
Highest form of advocacy.
Well, some people have said that they only voted for it to put it before the public. But so I can't answer that at this
Okay,
point.
sorry, and that was a real question.
No,
Like, I'm not,
it is a real question, and yes, you could have voted against it. All I can tell you is that at this point, once the bond authorization was passed and it was going to referendum, that there are limitations. If anybody here as a candidate for office can walk out of this room and advocate up and down the street for or against, but as a member of the board or commission, you're prohibited from advocacy.
fair enough.
All right.
Well, I'll
Anyway.
take it as an answer. Maybe it's not fair enough, but I'll accept it. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Gala? Go be banker, Dave.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second, third.